Thank you.
Going back to how do you get your script read, in some ways I think that it's a little premature. There are organizations in Los Angeles and across the country that are set up for the next step from where you are now. And the next step is not necessarily having a studio executive read your script. I believe that script writing is always a work in progress, and for instance, I'm on the board of directors of both Women in Film and the board of directors of IFP West, and I see that Robert nicely wore one of our hats. Robert was our MC this year at the Spirit Awards. But IFP, 3 other members of IFP board of directors and myself formed a group this year called the Actors Writers Workshop. And other organizations have similar things. The way it's structured at IFP is you need to be an IFP member, which is a very minimal fee. It's a national organization, so wherever you live, you can subscribe to Filmmaker and be an IFP member. And with some of your fellow students here, you could form a group, and you have already a bond, you already have a trust, and you already know who within this group you admire as writers. And it can be done through the mail or fax or whatever, but create a bond with other screenwriters who are at a similar level or a little bit beyond, and join a writer's workshop that's ongoing, so you won't, as she said, not only have one script to take around, but a few, and it'll always be getting better and better and be more and more current, and someone always giving you notes, and you're always progressing. So I'd suggest that, just to keep going.
Sometimes people look at what's in, the mainstream, and they say, well, I'm going to write that. And the only thing that I would say is just be true to yourself in terms of the stories, because Hollywood is, it's like we were saying, there's luck involved a lot, because you take a picture, a wonderful picture like Forrest Gump, and no one, there it is in the marketplace, and it's doing incredible numbers, and that was just a sweet story. So in the middle of all these shoot-'em-ups and heavy sex and all this action, there's just a little simple movie. So if that's your voice, don't be afraid to trust your voice. You know what I mean? That's
nice to hear. That really is.
Because when you look at that and you say, wow, that's doing gangbusters, and it's not, there's no big sex number or big thing in there. It's just a story, a man's journey. And so I think there is hope when I think, but it's that magic. It hit at the right time, and everybody's going, we thought, this other film was going to be doing the numbers, and because of the writer, and that writer struggled with that script for years, that's another part of the story, but kept the motion going. But that's the only thing that I would say in terms of it's hard to sometimes look out there and say, well, right now it's about nudity and violence and profanity. I tend to disagree with that as an artist, because I go, we're writers in movies and television, we really shape what's going on in the country. So there's got to be some kind of responsibility. So I just think when you were saying that, to really trust your gut, because nobody really knows. Nobody can really say you put so many, 12 murders and a good, suicide, and you got a hit. I don't think it's like that. I just think you have to just, a writer comes up with something that they feel passionate about, and it grows.
We thought we were making really a nice little movie. We had no thought of it being, a big blockbuster hit. And it also comes back to just being, I agree, being true to yourself. You must, it's fine to say, oh boy, I'm going to work with the best director and the best cinematographer and the best editor. You still, yes, let them tell you, I don't say that they, let them contribute, let them give you thoughts, but don't just accept everything because, gee, well, he's the best, he should know. Because otherwise you'll be told how to write it in a certain way that may be awkward for you. And you have to be careful. Yes, you have to study. Obviously, if you have not, you have to take your ideas and you have to put them down so that they communicate. What is your job? Your job is to tell a story. But how well are you going to tell the story? And what's going to make it different is only the fact that you are writing it. So again, be honest to yourself. Yes, let people tell you you can't do certain things, obviously, that cannot be done. but not, well, no, most people wouldn't do that. That's not a thing to stop you. The fact that most people wouldn't do it. Stick with your thoughts. But you are also responsible to know how to put those thoughts down, how to construct a screenplay. You don't just throw sometimes you go, oh, I got this great idea. And I remember a writer, Leonard Spiegelgas, who used to say to his classes, don't come to me with a great first act. He said, come to me when you've got a great third act. Mm-hmm. So everybody's got great ideas, and you really have to work at it. You have to believe in it, and make it come.